That's not all the news we have. Believe it or not, it gets even weirder than a virtual hell.
What's happened? There's something wrong, isn't there?
We've discovered what happened to your attack squad.
Looks like our causes were more alike than we thought.
Vanders and the others? Are any of them alive? Have you spoken to them?
Sort of. You've more or less spoken to Vanders and Simeon.
What the hell are you two talking about?
Yes. Tell us what you know.
All along, we thought we were looking for two groups of people. The members of your attack force and the people who were killed the night the scrub team came for us. Turns out that the two groups are one and the same.
What nonsense is this? How could this be?
It's disturbing stuff, Senator, and it's not easy to come to grips with. As you suspected, some of the attack force survived. 7 of them were taken prisoner, but Solux didn't damn them to hell or put them to death. No, the Imperator had more ambitious plans for these people, new technologies to try. Solux had them taken apart, Senator. Their bodies and their personalities were changed. They became new people. They would be the perfect agents. Hand planted them in strategic spots and waited. Except that they were sloppy. Not all the programming worked, and when they tried to use some of their new pawns, not all of them responded. The night we were attacked, the scrub teams were gunning down the remade attack squad. They were cleaning up a hand mistake.
Then, if you two were attacked that night, you were once...
We were Vanders and Simeon, Senator Burr. Part of us still is, I suppose. And that's not the worst of it.
Each of the attack squad survivors was programmed with a time-activated imperative. Gideon's imperative will activate in 3 weeks. At that time, his only goal in life will be to kill you, Senator. He'll stop at nothing. And you know how deadly Claudette Simeon could be.
Kill me? You would kill me, Gideon?
We don't know. Some of the imperatives never activated. Others did. We won't know about Gideon until the time limit expires.
Senator Burr, the choice is clear. You cannot be placed at risk. Gideon's condition makes him a casualty already. We have to hold him prisoner, perhaps even execute him.
Watch it, kitty cat. You want to see people get hurt? Keep talking like that.
The matter is settled, Katerina. The risk and the decision are mine and mine alone. The terms of the game are established. Pray to God we've time enough. You're certain you weren't observed entering? The Hand still respects diplomatic sovereignty of this embassy, but that could change if they knew Mr. Meaculp was here.
Entry was clean. I think we're safe.
You have much to discuss with Deep Throat, Senator. Maybe we can bring our national nightmare to an end.
I'm not certain I can be of much more help than I've already been. I've told Rachel and Gideon almost everything I know. I'm a programmer, you see, but I'm not that good. I know the general architecture of the Hell program, and I have ideas about ways of crashing the system, but actually programming something that complex, I'm not certain. I don't believe I could do it.
Katerina, Jeremy, is it possible?
Life is possibility, boss. It's a cinch whatever machines they're running the system on are way ahead of what we're using.
I know little about the hardware involved. They're extremely secretive about it. Even the location of the main computer room in the Pentagon is a secret. Anything I can't transmit online, I send over the tubes to the address Miraculum Sepulchrum.
The hardware may not be relevant. In fact, incompatibility could be our friend if it helps us disrupt the system. Give us some time. I'm certain we can come up with something.
You should resist coming here unless you have something important to report about the attack squad, Solux, or Hell. Just visiting the embassy is reason enough for the Hand to pick you up.
We did have something to report. I wonder if this is a bug. Now, when I read that memo, I thought that Gideon's programming had ended, but it seems like he is still a sleeper agent.
We need to get everybody out of there before we can try to crash hell.
Really, you'd best take your orders from Senator Burr. I'm just doing what I can to be helpful.
Jeremy, you're looking better than the last time we saw you. Not still hungry, I hope.
I feel better. I've eaten.
Ah, what a happy sight. Our programming brain trust is complete.
Yeah, and we're cooking with nitro here, and we don't need the interrupt. Now, where was I? Yeah. See, if what Deep Throat's saying about Hell's on-the-fly texture generation system is accurate, then they must be compressing data with string space fractals.
You lost me with that, Slugger.
String space fractals. They're only theory in underground e-journals, but the Hand must have them. Borrows a notion from physics. The compression program creates an ancillary notional dimension in the memory manager and calls data from there when it needs it. Makes a system's memory potentially limitless.
And that rules out any memory overwriting bugs.
Keep in mind that the ICE systems are prohibitively redundant and thorough. Anything you can make here with these machines wouldn't get very far in Hell. As a practical matter, I'm not certain the system is crashable.
Nonsense. We just need inspiration and a case of Yoo-hoo. Hey, what about a virus that attaches itself to graphics libraries and overwrites images? System could crash when it can't find an image it needs.
The crash would only be localized. That's essentially what happened when I first contacted Rachel and Gideon.
They've obviously got a lot to talk about. We'll check back with you guys, but hurry. We haven't much time.
We do have the inspiration that they need, and I believe it is Massimo's note here.
That doesn't work. What do you make of that note we gave you? We got it from Massimo the Mad.
It's tough to read. This guy writes like he has the palsy. It's a computer algorithm of some kind. What's it for?
We don't know. Massimo seemed to think it could help us defeat Satan, but damned if we can see how.
It is a computer algorithm, and it's definitely C-space code. Let me see your psychopomp. I'm downloading the algorithm into the psycho. Massimo said this will allow you to defeat Satan. Let's take him at his word. Solux has no doubt rigged every combat so that you can't beat him. Massimo's program just might even the odds. Give you a shot at defeating Satan.
Well then, we're ready for the androgyne. I wish I could see Solux's face when the giant discovers it's involved in a fair fight.
Yeah, can we not call it the Gine, please?
You folks come up with anything yet?
I think we're onto something here. We can devise a program that when interjected into the Hell system under the correct conditions will cause it to crash. The programming won't even be that difficult. Well, a little tricky in spots, but the hard part, the dangerous part, your part, Gideon and Rachel, will be ensuring its delivery.
I don't get it. Portability's the problem?
Yeah, for starters, you'll have to introduce the crash program directly into the main computer generating the Hell system, and we don't even know where that's located.
Deep Throat, any clue?
As I've mentioned, I've never been there. All of my contact with the main room was through the tube system. I couldn't even email or modem the main system. I had to download everything to disks and send them through the tube system to an address Miraculum Sepulchrum.
First things first. Tell us about this crash program and what you need from us.
We have to attack the very heart of the Hell system, the spawner program that generates the various pits and lairs in Hell. If we were familiar with the Hell code and had hardware even close to cutting edge, we might be able to program a bug that would find the spawner on its own. But we don't have those things, so here's where you two come in. As the Actidec proved, human minds and computer code can interact freely. A brain with psionic abilities is potentially extremely potent when linked with computer code. The first thing you need to do is find a psionic who's willing to cooperate. We use the psychopomp to scan and download data imprints of his psychic energies and then embed those energies with our Crashbug's code.
Problem number 1 solved, then.
Okay. The psionic will enable us to make a crash program that will not only be nearly sentient, but will be able to sense and avoid ice systems before it encounters them, thus giving it a chance of making it to its target, the Hell Spawner program. The spawner is the second problem. Right now we're completely ignorant of the code structure. Before we can send in a crash bug, we need to launch a survey program into the code generating an individual hell pit. The survey bug will trace the code back to the spawner. Again, because of our technical shortcomings, the survey bug will need to be escorted through cyberspace by a human presence. You two have more experience with Hell C-Space than anyone else we have.
So, then we need a psionic. Then, either Rachel or I need to deck into C-Space and find this spawner program. Once we have the location of the spawner, Rach and I have to find the Hell computer room in the Pentagon, find some way to disable the people working there, and then inject the crash bug into the computer system. Gee, anything else?
Look, we're doing the job on this hand crash bug. What else could you want from us?
Deep Throat's got data on Satan and what we have to do to get Towns and Ellers away from him.
Yes, well, keep in mind that most of the demons you've encountered to this point are entirely computer-generated. However, the major demons, Belial, Mephisto, and Beelzebub, are C-Space representations of real people, Solok's chief torturers. When you fight Belial, or one of the others, you're really fighting a human whose mind is also linked to the Hell system. And once you have rescued all of the prisoners in a major demon's hell pit, you'll have to battle that demon to the death. Belial, Beelzebub, Mephisto, you'll have to defeat them all before you can reach Satan. Even then, you must penetrate the ice protecting Satan's lair. That ice has the form of Cerberus, a three-headed hellhound. Cerberus will only allow Belial, Beelzebub, and Mephisto to pass. You'll have to figure a way around Cerberus. When you reach the gates to Satan's lair, you'll need to enter the proper password to advance. I've no idea what that password is. Once you've done all of that, Satan will be waiting. Really, I must say that the odds of your surviving are not good.
It's not like we have any choice. Ellers has to be freed, and if we can off Solix in the bargain, well, that's something worth risking our lives over.
So that should be fairly easy then. We need to get hold of the locations from Katerina, but I'm not sure exactly when it will trigger, but we will need to return here.
Don't give up. We're close. We've made real progress on the programming side. Finish getting those people out of Hell, and we can take the fight to the Imperator.
Right, that implies that I should have spoken to her earlier because we've already rescued everyone from Hell. Well, everyone that we can so far.
Don't give up. We're close. We've made real progress on the programming side. Finish getting those people out of Hell, and we can take the fight to the Imperator.
So that means we need to return here. I could just return straight away, as there is absolutely nowhere else we need to be right now. In fact, we only actually need to be here and the final location, which we should reach either in the next video or the one afterwards. Maybe we can speak to an old friend, maybe. Or maybe not.
Your pardon, my lord. We have suffered a bit of a setback.
More failure, attendant? Have I no able servants left to me? Perhaps I should recruit Brock and Ashanti. They are apparently more able than any who serve the hand.
My lord understands that I only report what has transpired.
Enough! I detest men who grovel. Look at me. Face me and do not fear. You know my wrath is firm, but just.
It's about Thomas Mayacult, the man we apprehended passing secrets to Ashanti and Brock. He has escaped, my lord. He was rescued by Ashanti and Brock.
Escaped? He escaped? Why was he left alive to be rescued?
Well, we thought to interrogate him before...
Was he not guarded?
He was imprisoned in the Pentagon. We believed he was secured.
Belief is for the weak and frightened. We must act on certainty.
Yes, my lord.
Don't give up. We're close. We've made real progress on the programming side. Finish getting those people out of hell, and we can take the fight to the Imperator.
You should resist coming here unless you have something important to report about the attack squad, Solux, or Hell. Just visiting the embassy is reason enough for the Hand to pick you up.
Really, you'd best take your orders from Senator Burr. I'm just doing what I can to be helpful.
Look, we're doing the job on this hand crash bug. What else could you want from us?
Progress. That's what I want. Let's just head straight back here. I'm fairly certain that during my test run, it took about 4 or 5 times before it triggered.
Don't give up. We're close. We've made real progress on the programming side. Finish getting those people out of hell, and we can take the fight to the Imperator.
I know this isn't exactly riveting footage, but unfortunately there's not much more I can do right now. I wonder if Dean's in. He is in, but he is going to be very quiet.
We've drawn a bead on the rest of them. Brett Carew, the playwright, is chained inside a hellish replica of a steel mill. former Treasury Secretary Walker Dash is being tormented by the demon Atroxus in a searing desert plain. Randall Singh, one of the CFF's leaders, is being tortured in a hell version of a schoolroom. Finally, and most disturbing, is that Townsend Ellers, the CFF's foremost military tactician, is being held by Satan himself. From what we've been able to dope out about Hell's structures, it's divided into 3 large territories, each ruled by a major demon: Belial, Mephisto, and Beelzebub, each of whom has a sanctum or lair for their own use. Each lair is surrounded by hell pits, like the ones you've been working through. You can only go so deep into the hell pits before you have to confront Satan or one of the major demons.
There we go, and I believe that is the information that we need. Let's head back down to see our friend Sharon.
Welcome to Charon's boat rides along the scenic Styx. Please state your destination.
Ah, there we go. We now have more locations to visit. We're going to head to the steel mill first. What on earth is going on here? And who is this fine person?
It looks like a fairly typical old-fashioned steel mill, of the type that used to surround the great American city of Pittsburgh in the heat of the industrial age. The only thing is, even the most despotic of steel magnates never chained someone beneath the overspill of the molten steel. Not on purpose, anyway. Acclaimed mystery writer turned activist Brett Carew is chained beneath a cauldron of molten steel. The superheated metal periodically pours over her. Large gears grind and turn and cause the molten steel to pour onto Brett Carew.
You're Brett Carey, aren't you? I recognize the photos from the ARC Most Wanted list.
This is burning me bad enough to kill. Except that Tiamat, the Lord of Minotaurs, won't let me die.
Baphomet? That'd be the demon who rigged this torture. We'll see about setting you free.
Hurry it up. Doesn't take a detective to figure that this hurts.
We can see that these gears are moving. That does look painful. So let's see if we can put a stop to these gears from moving. Oh, there we go.
Welcome to Charon's boat rides along the scenic Styx. Please state your destination.
Our next destination is Hell's Desert.
God knows how these trees ever grew here, but they have paid the price of being part of this charred landscape. Only a demon could enjoy this kind of windswept heat, and even Atroxius has trouble sitting under the burned sky without his handy parasol. A demon reclines in a cabana chair, basking in the unbelievable heat, making a great show over enjoying a cold drink. The once and hopefully future Secretary of the Treasury, Walker Dash, is buried to his neck. His skin is pale and drawn. He is so dehydrated that he cannot sweat. A large skin of water dangles over his head. Beads of condensated water glisten on the skin and occasionally drip. A cord that would release the water hangs within reach of Dash's mouth.
I haven't had a drink since I've been here. I don't know how long that is.
Listen to us, Mr. Secretary. You're not really thirsty. This is all an illusion, a computer-generated torture.
Nice try, Rach, but it won't work. The illusion's too real, his agony too great. In his mind, he really is this thirsty.
Please. She taunts me all day. She drinks. And this cord dangles. If I pull it, the water would fill the tank around my head and drown me.
I see. All or nothing. You either suffer or you're drowned. You're a strong man, Dash. I'm surprised you haven't pulled the damn cord and drowned yourself.
You're not that strong. I pulled the cord. Just experienced death by drowning. And then I'm back here thirsty again.
By Satan's wings, it's hot. Woof! Even for Hades, this is damn hot. If I had sweat glands and pores in my skin, I'd be dripping by now.
You scaly bastard. Just let me have one drink.
Sorry, Dash. You're overheated now. Cold fluids are the last thing you need. It'd give you terrible stomach cramps. Goop, goop, goop.
This is what happens when you skimp on the sun lotion. Alright, now it's time to rescue Walker Dash. And we can do that by puncturing a hole in this water bottle here.
Oh my, that tastes so good. It feels so good. Never thought water could taste so good. You two have a shovel or something? You've got to dig me out of here.
You made him wet! You let him drink! I'll cut you into little cubes and serve you as appetizers at Beelzebub's next feast!
We don't need to do any digging. We don't have time to explain, but any second now, you're going to wake up in a room in the Pentagon. A woman there will see you to safety. We're with the front. You can trust us.
The front? The Pentagon? What? Hey, I feel strange. Something's tugging at me.
Shouldn't have ruined my fun. My master Beelzebub will finish you. A plague of 2,000,000 flies will descend on you and strip your flesh to the bone. You'll live through the whole thing, feel every tiny bite as it takes a little flesh with it.
Oh, that's very sweet of you to say.